Okay, we're here at the opening ceremonies. There's close to 2,000 people that are going to be in attendance at the convention. Maybe I already mentioned that. Oh, hey Annie, sorry. And I was going to flip the camera around and take it. This is one of our authors over there. I was going to take the camera around, flip the camera around so you guys could see the crowd. So, oh sorry.
I was hoping to like completely photobomb you like.
Oh, I wasn't even taking the video at that point. I flipped the camera around. I wanted to take a video of the room. I was holding the end seat because the others are supposed to come by. Did you want to slip in here? Okay, all right, go ahead. Maybe she can move down one. Hey, Emily, can you move down one? He's going to sit with us. All right, go ahead. Go ahead. Sorry. Okay, I'm getting ready to head back down for my next panel, my next and last panel for the day. We had the opening ceremonies and there was another panel right after that in the same place with some high-profile authors, and these indie authors are like just big and they're doing such a great job. It's crazy. And then after that, I had a panel about genres, and now I'm heading to something that says scaling wide and direct sales. And then I'm done for the day. So I'm going to hang out with Matt for the rest of the day after that because he's leaving super early in the morning. My brother Tim was not able to come. I'm very, very bummed about that whole thing. And we have a meetup with some authors later. And then after that, we have a birthday dinner with for Jacob because it's his birthday today. Oh, hello. Hi, you guys. I'm just doing a little bit of like telling what the plans are. There's Jacob. It's his birthday today.
Hey,
and there's
thanks
Annie.
for watching.
And there's Will. Finally got to meet Will. I've known him for years and finally got to meet him. This is my vlog. I'm doing a vlog for the event.
What are you doing?
Okay, we're headed to our next panels. Bye. Okay, I am headed to a lit RPG meetup, sort of schmoozy thing. I'm not really good at that sort of stuff, but I'm going, and then after that we have a birthday party for Jacob. I'm gonna go out to eat at some restaurant, I can't even remember that, something kitchen. So, see you later, bye. Okay, we are getting ready to take off for the birthday party thing for Jacob. It's his birthday today. Matt is coming with us, and we're gonna go grab a lift, and hopefully we won't be too late. Bye. Okay, we're heading to Crosswords Kitchen for, I almost said Zach, dang it, for Jacob's birthdays, for his birthday supper. And here's the road we're driving on. There's Russ, there's our nice Lyft driver, and we're headed there.
Jacob's 31st, right?
Is that
31st?
Is that how old he is? Are you serious?
Yeah, that's what he said earlier.
Wow, okay.
I actually thought he was a little younger.
So did I. Okay, bye. I lost my earbuds in the Lyft vehicle, so that sucks. But we're here at the restaurant for Jacob's birthday party.
You do
and I'm gonna just swing
That's
around and
mostly
get
what I do. I
video
do
of this
variants, like covers.
like band t-shirts.
I do
Come
everything.
around, hold on.
Yeah.
I don't mess for that. Exactly.
We're all like nerdy events.
You were in there, right? Because I can't tell what it's doing.
I saw me.
To you.
Told me that I shouldn't encourage your drinking.
We are leaving the restaurant. This was Jacob's birthday. We're headed back to the
21.
Yeah, right. We're headed back
What
to the.
happened
He's got the Benjamin.
We're headed back to the
Button
hotel. Matthew has to get up early in the morning to catch his flight. And there's Rich. And Justin's in the front seat. There's
Yeah,
our nice
Matt's usually
Lyft
in the front
driver.
seat.
Man, I know.
Yeah,
he needs the
right?
space.
Yeah.
But Justin has longer legs. Justin's so tall. He needs
True.
more of the space. Okay, well, that was an interesting birthday dinner. Very tasty food.
Yeah, what did you eat?
The
Tell
food that
everyone.
I ate the what the heck was that sausage that?
Oh yeah, you had the impossible sausage.
And also the cauliflower
And some, yeah,
and some of the kale. So
not bad. Keto and vegan is very difficult.
yes, yeah, it is, but it's okay. It's all right. I'm good, and we'll see you guys
Jacob.
tomorrow. Yes, this is Jacob.
And this is good.
Bye.
Well, it's bright and early Wednesday morning. I've been up since 5. Matt had to leave to go catch his plane. And I'm getting ready to head down to the convention for the first of many panels I'll be going to today, including our own, where some of all of the voice actors that are here will be performing a little, I don't know, skit or thing or whatever, and talking about audiobooks and cinematic audio. And right before that is Larry Correia's panel. So I'm really excited to go to that one because I enjoy his books. I've mentioned that multiple times, I think. Anyway, last night was fun. We went to a birthday dinner for Jacob. I've mentioned that before. It was super cold, you guys. It's ridiculous how cold it is here right now. It's colder than where I'm from. And I would expect that it would be warmer here in Las Vegas, and it's not. So that's not cool. Okay, you guys. Bye. Okay, we are here in the panel for Spotify and Find Away Voices.
Big opportunity.
Yes, exactly. And there's some cool swag here. They have bags and everything, so I grabbed one for my computer.
We're not authors.
Anyway, hopefully this will be
You're not putting this
interesting.
online, are you?
Yes, I am.
Oh, man.
The random extra sounds of theatrical flair, the spooky or eerie background music was too much and took away from the story. I wanted to listen to a story, not a bunch of semi.
It's very loud in here. I am in the room where Larry Correia's panel is being held. And I'm looking forward to it, actually. I really enjoy his content. I've mentioned that before, I know. Anyway, I was able to meet him, give him my business card. Anyway, he's got another panel tomorrow, so I'll be checking that out as well. And our panel is happening right after this. So I'll just be able to stay in the same room. Oh, yeah. As you can see, there he is. Guy with glasses on his head. So,
Korea, and I am. You guys know who I am, right?
International Lord of
I don't know how much time. How much time do you want to waste on intros? All right, I'm a guy who writes books. I've sold a couple copies. Okay, here we go. So, I'm best. Oh, there we go. Wow. All right. Okay, so I'm best known as an action writer, and so I get asked to do panels on action a lot.
The panel, Larry Correia's panel just ended, and I'm getting ready to, he's back there talking with some fans. Really cool guy. I'm glad I was able to be here. I'm going to go to the one tomorrow also where he's talking about writing
It's about writing dialogue with audiobooks in mind or something like that, which is perfect. So looking forward to that as well. And getting ready to head out to lunch before our Sound Booth Theater panel, which is going to be in this exact same room. So I thought it was right after, but no, we have a 1 hour lunch break. So I need to go get something to eat, and we'll be back later. Bye, guys. Okay, we're getting ready to go to the Sound Booth Theater panel performance.
Bronze
and
too,
it's going to
baby.
be amazing. I can't wait to see it. Bye.
Fun!
Okay, all right. I can hear it. Hello.
Robin, darling, it's your favorite agent calling. How are you?
Oh, hey, Chad. All's fine over here. What about you?
Oh, living the dream, Robs, living the dream. Tell me, is that rascal co-author of yours around? I got something I want to discuss with both of you.
Yeah, he's right here. Hang on.
What?
It's Chad. He wants to talk to both of us.
Put him on speaker.
Okay, Chad. You've got Benjamin and me.
Marvelous! How are my two favorite internationally best-selling authors today?
No complaints over here. What can we do for you?
Well, kids, I just got off the phone with your publisher. They are just clamoring to know when the audio for book 1 will be done. Any progress on that front?
Not quite.
We're still having a little bit of trouble deciding how we want it produced.
Guys, seriously.
Well, it's a big decision.
And one that you're lucky to be making in the first place. Look, if you can't decide how to move forward by the end of the day, I'm telling the publisher they can have the full control of the audio, okay?
No, not really.
Well, I'm not asking. Just figure it out and let me know what you decide ASAP.
Don't you just love our little chats with him?
He's a good agent.
He's a douche!
But, be that as it may, he's not wrong. By not putting the book out in audio, we're leaving money on the table.
We'll get around to it eventually.
But the longer we wait, the less people will care when it finally does come out. Besides, you heard Chad. He's giving us until the end of the day, or it's out of our hands.
Okay. So, it's back to the same old argument then.
Guess so.
All right, make a case.
I think it's a no-brainer. Everyone does audiobooks. Don't you want our book to be more unique?
So you think the way to be unique is to do an audio drama? That's like the opposite of unique. People have been making audio dramas for billions of years. The medium predates audiobooks, for crying out loud.
So, there's a reason audio dramas have stood the test of time. They are exciting and immersive.
They're obnoxious and chaotic.
Not when they're done well.
People don't like a lot of sound effects in the stories they listen to. They just don't.
You're just plain wrong about that.
Oh, really?
Mm-hmm.
Let's see about that.
Initiate keyboard typing.
What are you doing?
Oh, you're getting me wrong. The power of customer reviews.
Oh, come on. It's the internet. Look hard enough and you'll find people who will agree with anything.
I didn't have to look hard at all. You know, Sound Booth Theater.
No? What's that?
An audio production company. They do audiobooks and audio dramas. Check out some of these reviews on what is supposedly one of their most popular titles.
Great story and narration, overwhelming sound effects. Look, I know some folks enjoy the full audio experience or whatever, but I simply cannot stand these sound effects. They're distracting, annoying, and overwhelming. There are times when you can't actually hear the words over them. The story and narration remain top-notch, as always. I just really wish there was an option for no sound effects.
One lukewarm review doesn't prove anything.
Then have another.
Overkill on the sound theatre. I love audiobooks, and having more than one voice actor is great. Heck, Adding some sounds of door opening or footsteps is cool too. What I did not like was the random extra sounds for theatrical flair. The spooky or eerie background music was too much and took away from the story. I want to listen to a story, not a bunch of semi-random sounds overlapping with a voice.
They aren't all like that. Look at this one.
I love the ambient sound. Man, this series is great. I love it. But what I love the most is the quality of this audiobook. With the audio effects, I'm able to submerge so much better into the story. Huge success. Please do it again.
See? That's pretty favorable.
Hey, if one negative review didn't convince you, one positive review isn't going to convince me.
Okay, well, what about this one?
What an amazing production value. Great story, stellar performance. The production value of this one is through the roof. New actors for new characters, sound effects, background music. The sound of theatre crew hit it out of the park.
Or this one.
Amazing production. Another great book to an already enjoyable series. These guys keep hitting out of the park with the sheer quality they put into each book. From the emotion in the voice acting to the music and sound effects, all of it was top notch. Cannot wait for the next book.
Oh yeah? Well, what do you think about this one?
The jerks who punish my ear holes with this garbage and go kick rocks. This audiobook is great if you're into literal torture. I would rather gouge my eardrums out with rusty forks and force feed them to my mother than listen to another segment of this overproduced trash. I'd give this abomination minus 1,000 stars if I could, but since I can't, 0 will have to do. Screw you, Sound Theater!
Well, that ought to do it. Should we call Chad and let him know we've decided to do an audiobook?
Yeah, wait a second. What makes you think?
Citrus, seriously, you're still arguing?
Look at this one.
No, you look at this one.
Look, if you didn't buy me, you could just listen to these people. How talk about cannibal and escape them.
Okay. Hello.
Robs, hi. Listen, sorry if I was harsh the last time we spoke. I know I can get intense sometimes. It's just that, I care about you guys so much.
Yeah. Okay, well, Chad, we've been hashing it out ever since you hung up on us, and we're no closer to a solution.
Yeah. Boring Benjamin is unwilling to invest in art and still wants to do a basic old audiobook.
And Radical Robin wants to waste time and money producing some overwhelming audio drama that will drive anyone that listens to it crazy.
So we're at an impasse.
Wait, seriously, is that what's been holding you up? Guys, you own all the rights to the manuscript. Why not just do both?
You can do that.
Yeah. As long as we spell it out in both contracts, absolutely.
Well, should we just do that then?
Don't see why not.
All right, Chad, decision made. We would like to do an audiobook and an audio drama.
Oh, great. Do you want to use the same producer for both versions or go with 2 different producers?
Oh, no.
And see.
Everybody, thank you so much for the applause. Thank you for coming. We are Sound Booth Theater. My name is Jeff Hayes. I am the founding CEO and lead narrator of Sound Booth Theater. I'm also the narrator of Dungeon Crawler Carl, and more than 200 audiobooks on Audible. Sound Booth Theater also has their own distribution platform now. We just launched a shiny new app that doesn't suck anymore on Halloween. So we'll keep on developing that for a while, and hopefully you guys will be noticing us as more major distributors soon.
My name's Emily Labus, and like the slide says, I am our Director of Marketing and Communications, but I'm also a writer. I'm definitely not as brave as you guys, though. Any books I've done have been ghostwritten for other people. My passion, and where you'll actually find my name on my work, is I write audio dramas, and we actually won an award for one that I wrote a few years ago, which was cool. Before working at Sound Booth, I ran Marcoms for a big data consulting firm. Really fun, I know. And before that, I worked in book publicity for several years.
Hi, I'm Annie 𝐂𝐿𝐿𝐿𝐄𝐏𝐄𝐏. I am a narrator and composer for sound booth theater. I have a theater background. I'm also a jazz singer and songwriter, and I, in recent years, have had the wondrous and surreal pleasure of being the tour singer for Jeff Goldblum and the Mildred Snitzer Orchestra.
And I'm Russell McGee, and I am a writer, director, producer, and I've been brought on to work with Sound Booth on a audio dramatization of The Wonderful Wizard of Oz. Also, I've worked in the past with Big Finish Productions out of the UK on their Doctor Who audio plays, and more recently, I actually had an audio nom with the Ernie Pyle experiment that we did at WFIU. And so got quite a few awards under my belt.
You also have the most metal headshot out of all.
Yeah, it's true.
That's scary. It looks like a Trent Reznor pose. Well, we're here to talk to you about the difference between audiobooks and audio dramas. We'll see a spectrum. So, first of all, audiobooks themselves. If we put it on the left side of the spectrum and we put audio dramas on the right side of the spectrum, audiobooks are categorized with 100% fidelity to the manuscript, meaning we don't change anything. We just, here's the text, you read what's there. One narrator. So, yes, the narrator has to take care of all the characters, no matter what species or gender. Sound editor and sound engineer only. So, like, bare bones, now, I started off doing it all myself, but most people at least have a team of a proofer and a person doing the engineering, the mastering, making sure that it sounds nice, and then audiobooks usually don't have sound effects at all. But that is where the spectrum starts. So, the more curious and weird the producer of the audiobook is, the more he might want to kind of venture in and start messing with things by adding maybe door openings, or what I used to do at the very beginning was I would compose music for the beginning and end of the audiobook. That was a lot of fun. I would like put a time limit on myself and do MIDI and try and capture the actual feel of the audiobook of the story. And then as you keep going down that spectrum, you add more actors to fulfill more of the character voices that maybe the original narrator's not so great at. I think most people here have probably listened to at least one dual narration where you're going to have a male audiobook narrator and a female narrator, and they're going to narrate basically the scenes that have majority female voices or from a female perspective. The way we do it though is now we actually say, okay, we're gonna have a female narrator, she's not gonna narrate, the male narrator is gonna narrate, but she's gonna come in and do her voices for those particular characters, and it's gonna be edited in instead of just trading chapters, or vice versa. But then you have audio drama at the other end of the spectrum, meaning you're going to try and restructure the script itself. You're going to try and pull out some narration and actually illustrate what the writer intends for the scene to feel like with sound. So in some cases that will shorten the length of it. I think another term for it is abridged. And then we'll be dealing with a full cast. So that means 5, 6, 8, 21 people in the same audio drama. We have a director, and as you might imagine, the budget goes up the further right on the spectrum you go. So that means if you as an author are going in, and I'm not sure how you would go about doing an audio drama unless you come to us, but if you have to worry about budget, the more fancy you get, the riskier the audio is actually going to be for you as an investment.
As far as budget-wise.
Yeah, and we're talking about Audible there. They have the money. They can get, what's his name? James McAvoy, right? They can get a bunch of Hollywood actors. So, you know, they can afford it. Have you guys listened to Sandman yet? Do it. It's awesome. So,
Audio drama, theater of the mind. It's something that's been around for as long as we've been telling stories, really.
So before I get into what is inarguably the least sexy part of this presentation, I think it's really important to note that this is not legal advice. I have not run this slide by our lawyer, and he would not love this. So, which is a really important reminder that, you know, no two contracts are the same a lot of the time. So if you've already done an audiobook and you're wondering if you can do an audio drama, there are a few different things to look at.
Hello, voice acting. Okay, so character differentiation is a very important thing in audiobooks, of course. And even when we do books that are just one male and one female narrator, we really like to keep that multicast feel. That's important to us. Every voice has its own fingerprint. So something that I really like to employ is borrowing voices of people who I know, because I have like hundreds of hours of like recorded history of their voice in my head, so it's really easy to stay in that sort of fingerprint of that voice. I have this wonderful friend named Kate, and she's always talking real slow in this great sort of Oklahoma drawl, and she kind of gets this Cheshire grin when she starts talking about something a little devious, and then she gets really excited. It's like she's got one of the most unique voices I've ever heard. So I like to do that. I like to borrow from folks. I don't think she knows that I do that, but she would be delighted. I know she would be delighted. Organization! I couldn't see caps, so I just said it. I'm not scrolling Twitter. You've got to put a soundbite of every character's voice into a folder labeled that book. Because
I'm going to skip to Russ for directing because we're running out of time and he has more experience.
Okay, so one thing that I would say that I know Jeff and I talked about even before coming down is we both share the fact that we want to make sure that the actors are connected as far as their given circumstances, that they know the world of the script, so that they're all connected and all in the same
Right, so sound design, this is another aspect that's very important, is making sure that you're, even if you like to play with sound and you want to create your scene, you want to make sure you're not trying to be too realistic. You want to try not to go overboard with your sound effects. There is such thing as aural space. You have your left ear and you have your right ear and you have everything else in between when it comes to what you're listening to. And often people fill up too much of that space. All we want is for the listener to get a sense of the scene. And there's plenty of white noise. I'm sure all of us here in Vegas right now are familiar with all the white noise that can disrupt our senses. And our brains have to work hard to filter that stuff out. And it can be distracting. So you can be taken out of the story by being overwhelmed by sound. So finding a balance between that realism and getting across the feel of your environment is very important when it comes to sound design.
Composing and producing music. Okay, so I really love working in a container for Space Buns. I got to write a song from the point of view of an old, jaded, 60-year-old saxophone player who lives in Jersey, and Dirk's Claire de Lune is one of my favorite songs I've ever written, and I would have never written it without that container. I collaborate with Aaron, the lead composer, who I actually brought onto Sound Booth Theater. I've been working with him longer than I've even been working with Sound Booth Theater. And we have that same thing that you can't imitate. You have to take years to get it. It's like an organic collaborative process. And we're all musicians. Almost all of us are musicians. Jeff and I have collaborated extensively with songwriting and performing in Monster Hunt NYC. Yeah.
Justin composes for Arcane Online. That's James Bogren's series.
Eventually, we're going to have a place where you can just go listen to all the music on Sound Booth Theater Direct.
And why audio dramas and what's the current state of things? Well, because of podcasts, there's a resurgence that's been happening. So there's a lot of interest that's actually been happening with audio plays again here stateside. And the thing to point out is that we've talked about it a couple different times today, is you're actually creating a different IP for yourself. It's a different product that you can then put out there. And in some cases, that can actually create possibilities with television, et cetera, et cetera. And what I mean there is, like, if you look at Welcome to Night Vale, or Lock and Key, or also Sandman even, and that's the huge big one. But like the point is that by having an audio drama, you're able to test the water and actually see what's going to work dramatically, which you may not be able to do budget effectively if you're just going in and trying to do something for a television show or movie.
So
Download the app.
please download the app. And hear exactly what audio drama is all about and what we have in store.
We are here at some bar in, this is Valley still, right? We're here at a bar in Valleys. I'm trying to talk these kids into going to bed because, you know, they're tired, but they're not listening.
Boy, I'm not here.
Bed doesn't exist.
See that about me? I got beard, so.
Party. Party.
These kids are so tired. They need to go to bed. They should listen.
Okay.
All right. Bye.
Here they go. I show you. Merry Christmas.